Hey AJ, thanks for taking the time. We're going to start here with Jeff McLean and then John McMullen.
Okay.
Jeff, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, AJ. Last year, you and Jalen, I guess, in the receivers, I guess, had a little freedom to kind of like change things at the line if you saw fit. Is that still going to be the case in this new offense?
I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I think when we cross that path, I think we would know. I'm not just trying to give you like an answer that you don't want to hear, but that's just my honest opinion right now. We don't know right now, and so yeah.
We'll go John and then Chris Franklin.
Hey AJ, you and Quinyon in those one-on-ones, is that by design? Do they kind of want to see Quinyon and from that and beyond that, you're shaking your head. I see you're shaking your head no. Vic seems to be throwing a lot at him. You've seen a lot of young defensive backs. He doesn't seem overwhelmed by that. Do you kind of get that feeling?
No, that's not by design. That's me kind of picking a fight with him, trying to get him going. Like he says, he like to talk trash at me, but I'm just picking a fight with him to make practice very interesting. But he's not phased. He's not phased, and that's really well because guys are going to talk. I'm not even a talker on the field, but guys are going to talk, and he has to compete, and he has been doing a great job, and we've been battling on the one-on-ones, and yeah.
Thanks.
Chris and then Brooks.
Hey, what's going on, AJ? I saw you've incorporated boxing into your off-season workout plans. Saw you were at the ring, AC and stuff like that. Why choose boxing? How does it help you with your game, and why is boxing important to you?
For one, I love the sport. I kind of love it too much to be honest. But it just helps me out building extra cardio. Just help me get in shape more and more and prepare for the season. And I did it all last year, and I've been doing it all off season. I even incorporated some of the boxing running boxing runs that they do as boxers for the longevity. I know everything with us is probably like 6 seconds, but I'm just trying to get build my wind up, and again, like I love the sport, so it makes it that much easier.
Brooks and then Olivia.
What have you made of Isaiah Rogers so far after being out for a year?
Man, I stated earlier. I don't know when I stated this, but he's been doing a really good job for a guy that hasn't played football over a year. It looked like he hasn't missed a beat. He's challenging me every time I go against him. When I watch him on film, you can just tell like he loves the game. You can tell he misses the game too. And he's hungry. So I'm excited for him. He's gonna be a huge piece for us. Give us some energy on the back end. So.
Olivia and then Dave Zangaro.
Hey AJ, we have heard from a number of the vets who have all said that Quinyon tends to be, a little bit soft-spoken off of the field. How have you seen his personality kind of evolve since the spring as you guys have continued to, go at it a little bit more in practice and you've gotten to know him more off the field?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm kind of building a relationship with him because I don't think he's soft spoken anymore. Me and his relationship, it's a lot of going back and forth. But I think just seeing him, he's gonna be just seeing him outside of football. He's quiet. He's just kind of to himself, and that's not a bad thing. But you see, if you continue to talk to him and spend time with him, he'll open up to you as he has with me. So.
We'll take these final three: Dave Zangaro, Martin Frank, and then Ed Kratz.
Hey AJ, if I can follow up on Quinyon again, when you do kind of challenge him, are you gauging to see what his response is and like how much competitiveness he has?
For sure, for sure. Like I stated, man. I know these are camp battles, but ultimately, I'm just trying to get them prepared for when we play in September. And that can carry on. Like I said, he hasn't backed down. He hasn't backed down at one time, and that's what I want to see. And also, like I said, for me, it makes practice very interesting. When somebody's over there chirping, gets me going because these days are long, these days are hard, and you just don't want to just go through practice. You catch a ball or whatever. Like no, you want some competitive on the other side too. You know, not saying that the other guys doesn't do that, but you all know Slay like I know Slay, and he's not too much is gonna get to him. You know, he's gonna laugh everything off. But Q, he's gonna be locked in, and he's gonna talk his talk. So
Last two, Martin and then Ed.
Hey, Jay, if I could change subjects a little bit. Obviously, like through the first 5 practices or so, it seems like the offense has mostly been pretty much in sync, with Jalen. And what are you seeing both from him and also Devontae, who, in the practices we've seen has been able to get open deep, and what kind of step do you think he might take this year?
I stated yesterday. Nobody has been able to cover Devontae all camp. He's been having an amazing camp. I think the offense is doing a really good job. Just trying to execute. It take all players. Jalen's been doing a great job as well. I'm expecting Smitty to take another jump. Because he definitely has all the tools, and for me sitting on the side watching him, I know how hard he works. So. So it just makes everybody around him better, so that's what we want. So
Last one here for Ed.
Hey, AJ. Your third camp with Jalen Hurts, and he hasn't thrown an interception yet in these 5 practices we've seen. I mean, how do you think he's doing in camp, especially from spring? We saw him, with Kellen Moore's new offense kind of struggle a little bit, but he just seems like he's turned the page and he's moved on. How do you think he's doing so far in camp?
I think he's doing really well. I think he's. I can't speak on with what he's doing actually, but I know he's like I said, he's just doing a good job leading the guys, and we're executing. We're executing, and we're gonna try to continue to keep that going. I know it's a long way from now, and a lot of stuff we have to continue to work on. We haven't arrived or nothing like that. It's just been 5 days, and it's practice. So we're not hooping and hooraying about what's going on, but I can definitely say we feel like we're headed in the right direction, and we're challenging each other and we're competing. So that's all we can ask for as a group. So
thanks.
Thanks, AJ. Appreciate the time.
Thank y'all.
What's up,
ABG,
What's
thanks
up,
for taking the time today.
Okay.
We'll start with Jeff Nyberg and then Brooks.
Well, hold on. Let me stop y'all real quick. Y'all got my money, man. This ain't free. This free. This my free time.
Brandon, I'm wondering, as you're kind of going on this like farewell tour of sorts, if you're approaching nights like this when you're going to be around fans, and at camp when you're around fans, any differently? I know this is something you've always done, but are you approaching them with like a different mentality that this is kind of some of your last opportunities as a player?
You know what? I ain't gonna be so quick to run off the field when it's over. Just pretty much sign up, go along the line. Just enjoy these moments, man. Try to get somebody to record some stuff while we doing it, just so for the memories. I mean, man, I always try to do it every year, but it's just that much more special knowing that this might be the last one for sure.
Brooks and then Chris Franklin.
Nolan Smith said he added 7 pounds of muscle over the offseason. Did you notice that? What have you seen from him?
Oh yeah, can't wait for him to show what's going on out there on the field. When it's time. I think everybody has done a great job this offseason, just following their plan. Whatever it is that they had to do, they accomplished their goal. So that's so far so good. But now it's what we do with it. But Nolan definitely looking faster, looking more confident, and just can't wait for him to show what he's been doing.
Chris and then John McMullen.
Piggybacking off of that, I know Nolan said beforehand you owed him one to come back this season to go that, and he's got a higher senior. What's it been like for you two to build this up, and where do you see him going from here, and what have you seen from the work he's put in?
Well, I know he's an open book. Somebody that's definitely wanna know it all, know all he can to help him in the games. And so for me, it's cool that we out there together when we doing our reps with the tools, and I try to give him everything I got. Shoot, if anything, sometimes when I'm not on my game, he'd be like, "Hey, BG, remember you got this? Remember you got that?" It's like, okay, yeah, man, I appreciate it, because every time, sometimes stuff be going fast based off, how they do hurry up offense and stuff like that. And it's cool to see that he's gaining that confidence and that calmness in them pressure situations. And so, I mean, man, for me, I'm just trying to make sure I give him everything I got so he can get to his next level. Because like I say, I'm passing the torch to these boys, and they got to be the ones in the future when we come back saying, man, I remember everything you taught me, and we learned this and we learned that. And, you know, I'm just happy that these boys are just building that confidence together.
John and then Jeff McLean.
Hey, BG. Yeah, to that point of handing the torch, you know, we've talked to you about the start of your career and where you are now and the ascent that you had. And Nolan probably didn't have the rookie season he wanted. Does he talk to you about that, or have you talked to him about that? And you know, you can get over that hump and go in the right direction.
Yeah, I say it's called earmuffs. You can't listen to the noise, man. You got to put earmuffs on. You got to make sure that you know your grind and your struggles on what you need to work on, and you work towards that. And by the time the games come, when you start making plays, ain't nobody gonna worry about that. They just gonna know what you can do, and you can show what you can do by what you do out there on that field. Everything else don't matter. You know, everybody is just all talk. And once you get your feelings out of it, and you know, I know how important this game is to you, but how you show it is how you go out there and work. And so I always tell him my story. He know my story plenty of times, especially in moments where he feeling a little down or feeling like, you know, he took some steps back. But like I told him, it ain't gonna be perfect. You got to make sure that you just keep that confidence, because you done worked your butt off so much. As soon as one little thing go wrong, don't mean that, you know, it's the end all be all. It's like, man, you just learning as you go, but you've come a long way, and give yourself a little more credit than you do. And I think he's gonna have I really do think he's gonna have a big year.
Jeff and then Martin Frank.
BG, in the spring, you had mentioned that you didn't think that you had all the right coaches in the right positions last year.
Here we go.
How long does it take to realize that? And what do you think of the new batch that are here?
Well, you know, we ain't thinking about the past no more. I know Vic, I'm hyped because, you know, everybody is out there looking good on the same page. We all, you know, just excited for what's to come, because we got a bunch of good players. The way we working together, the way we playing together right now, everybody is excited for, you know, to see it all in action when that time comes. You know, if it's the first preseason game or second, I don't know how they're doing it this year, but it's gonna be good when we all line up together and we go out there and we start the battles together, so we can see what we got. But I really just think everybody just we got, it was the worst it could get last year as far as, you know, us as a team, the way we ended the season. But I think it was a good learning lesson for all of us, but that can carry over to this season. And you just see that fire burning with a lot of guys, and you know, I'm just excited for that.
Final two here, Martin Frank and then Ed Kratz.
Hey, BG. I was wondering, at this point in your career, like, how much are you enjoying, like, helping, you know, the young guys along, and specifically, like, what you're seeing out of Jalix Hunt?
Man, Jalix look real good. I mean, a bunch of the guys, man, there's competition everywhere. And I just enjoy it so much, man, because like I say, I'm taking myself out of it. Like, I'm looking at it like I'm just trying to get people to that next level in their career and get Jalix up to speed as far as, you know, having a great rookie year. Just letting people know, you know, for years to come, he's gonna be the guy on top of the other guys that's here. And you know, you just want your draft picks to pan out and be good. And I think with him coming in, the way his attitude is, he just want to learn. He goes hard every day. It's only gonna pay off for him. The biggest thing is just making sure he's taking care of his body outside of this, making sure he's staying out of trouble. But I can definitely see what Howie and them seeing in him, you know, to take him at the third round. And, you know, I think for him, it's just all about just taking the pressure off and just being Jalix, being you every day, knowing that, you know, you're going to have expectations, but you got expectations for yourself, I'm sure. So let's make sure that you're just working towards that one day at a time. And like I say, earmuffs, you gotta block out the noise, because people going to always have something to say. People going to always critique every little thing you do, but make sure whatever the product is that you're putting out there is at least trending upwards to where you're trying to go and what you're trying to be as a player. And man, I think Jalix gonna be a good one. I think Jordan Davis gonna prove on why he was the first round pick from 2 years ago. And then of course JC, I'm excited for him too, because going from year one to year two, you already see just how much how much the fire burning in him to know that he can get so much better and he can, be a terror of this league, him and Jordan. But it's all lip service right now. We got to go out there and do it. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from the young guys so far. And, I just can't wait to see what they do in these preseason games.
Go ahead, Ed.
Hey, BG, checks in the mail on this time that you're giving us here. Appreciate
See, there you
it.
go, man. You got two questions you can ask me. Check in the mail, y'all. He's the only one.
Well, I was going to ask you about Jalen Hunt, but Martin Frank took that question from me. But I'll ask you this. Circling back to this being the last time really for everything, would you like to get in a preseason game just to say, hey, man, this is my last time? You walk off the field, say that's the last preseason game I'll ever play in.
And you know what? I always look forward to playing in the preseason games because, for me, it's just getting my feet wet, getting that adrenaline rush that you get normally for a game before you actually get to the game so you can kind of feel what that feels like going against, it's different. It's as much as you plan and practice against these teams, in the joint practices, it's nothing like the game. And so, I think we'll go back to the old school way. I think Vic is the type of guy that would just want to see us all in action first to kind of get us in rhythm with each other. Not saying that the old way was the bad way, but I think you probably would see us a couple drives in, not knowing the plan yet. But I know just off what we know about Vic, Vic definitely probably gonna want to see all of us together and make sure that we all get some reps up under us in a real game-like situation. But yeah, man, I'm excited if I do, if I don't. But I know I'm gonna make sure when I'm out there, I'm just 100% all in with making sure that I go through the whole game, even if I'm playing or not, to make sure that I'm supporting the guys, motivating them, giving them the best branding, Graham that they can have. You know what I'm saying, out there. And yeah, man, I'm gonna make sure I'm posting all the videos and stuff that they get of us on the sideline, pictures. I'm saving it all.
Thanks, Money Man. Appreciate the time.
Appreciate y'all. Hey, man. 1 NovaCare Way, Philadelphia, PA. Attention, Brandon Graham. I got you.
Hey, Lane, thanks for taking the time. We're going to start with Brooks and then Dave Zangaro.
Hey, Lane, appreciate it. I was talking to Kellen more about you had mentioned earlier in your first time with us about how you noticed in his history, wide versus vertical blocking schemes, and he said, you guys want to give yourselves a lot of exposure and then tighten it up as you go into the season. At this point, is it kind of what stuck out the most as you've kind of learned all these different things as you've gone through, and what's worked and how much has been kind of thrown at you?
Yeah, a lot of the football terminology is different, similar plays, but just different wording. So got that fixed. And then as far as set lines, pretty consistently going to be vertical, similar to previous years. I just think, maybe the launch point, the quarterback, maybe a little bit different than it has in the past as far as sitting with as much depth as we usually do. But, really it's all the same stuff, just different terminology as far as that's concerned.
We'll go Dave and then Jeff McLean.
Hey, Lane, what are some of the biggest positives and negatives about playing next to a guard as big as Mekhi Becton?
Man, he's just so long. He gets through the defenders really quickly. I just think with us, communication is probably the biggest, most important thing for us. A guy who's usually a tackle coming in to play guard, just making him feel comfortable, make sure that we're going in the right direction. Every play, communication is key. So I think as that starts to progress, the confidence will go. But yeah, there's just some things that he does with his size that really pop off, on the tape whenever you watch it. So extremely big, extremely physical, and for somebody, that height, his ability to bend is exceptional.
We'll go Jeff and then John McMullen.
Lane, I saw that Jalen Carter lined up over you a few times, actually in a 2-point stance. What kind of issues may he present swinging outside, I guess, similar to what Fletcher Cox did it a little bit over his career?
Yeah, just somebody that big and strong. Tackles are usually going to get somebody that's a little bit lighter. So with a guy like that, if he gets a good running start, you better have your cleats in the ground because he will try to move you from point A to point B. But Yeah, I think it's we did do similar things with Fletch, and it gives the tackles a different look, and obviously it's a big matchup problem. So if they see that Jalen can outmatch some guys out there on the edge, they're going to keep him there, and really try to find the weak link as most teams do.
John, and then Martin Frank.
Hey, Lane, just curious now that you've gotten to see him a little bit on the other side, your first impressions of Bryce Huff and a little bit with Nolan too in year two, if you see any kind of difference.
Yeah, Bryce Huff, extremely explosive, making plays. I think he's changed the direction. Get off the line speed is one of the best in the league. Nolan, has came in obviously, a few pounds bigger than what he was last year. So, he brings that physicality to even greater degree this year. And just, I think the thing that pops off of Nolan is just his effort every play. He's constantly chasing down guys from behind, making high effort plays that few guys will make. So, you can always win with guys like that.
Martin, and then Ed Kretz.
Hi, Lane. I was kind of wondering, as far as you're concerned, like how soon or at what point do you need to know like who's going to be playing next to you as far as being ready for the season? I mean, obviously Tyler has the injury and,
Yeah.
Uncertain how long he'll be out. But as far as your comfort level is concerned, like when do you kind of need to say, all right, I need to know who's playing next to me?
Yeah, I'd like to know before week one. But no, I mean, I played with different guards past few years. I think, the most important thing is these next few weeks as we practice against other teams, joint practices, if we play in the preseason games, just build that, that nucleus between whoever I'm playing. So a lot of it goes down with communication, repetition. So if it's Makai or Steen or whoever it is, I would like to have as many reps possible so I can get a feel for his play style and go and grow from there. But with each guy, it only gets better with reps. So, but hopefully, I'll know here in the next couple of weeks.
Thanks,
Ed, and then EJ Smith.
Yeah, hey Lane. Sort of along those lines, as far as getting the cohesion and communication. You only have the one joint practice this year with the Patriots. Is it so? Would you like to maybe get a few reps in there live against other competition in the preseason?
Yeah, I feel like usually we've had two joint practices past few years, and we treated those, even though we weren't playing in the game, those 2 days were game day for us. So, we do have the joint practice against the Patriots. So, moving from there, I wouldn't be surprised if we do play to do just what you said, to get that cohesion, to get some game reps, and to get it on film.
All right, we're going to take these last two here, EJ Smith and then Bob Brookover.
Hey, Lane, I know you mentioned in the spring that, you were impressed with Makai being so comfortable at guard and just being able to transition to guard so quickly. I guess now that you've had a couple of days to work alongside him, how much further along is he now compared to the spring?
I think he's all in. I think, there's certain plays that really pop off on the film with some of the stuff he can do, his attributes. But for him, it's all about being comfortable. I think, with the new offense, it's all about communication up front. So as long as he's knowing his assignment and we're communicating back and forth and really all across the line of scrimmage, have as few mental errors as we can, and really glue on blocks, and I think we'll be fine. But definitely has come a long way since the spring. I've been impressed with him.
Last one here for Bob.
Hey, Lane, you guys obviously had a good running game with Miles and with DeAndre last year. What does Saquon maybe bring to another level that you've been able to see? I know it's only been a short period of time here, but what do you think he can bring and maybe take the running game to another level?
Yeah, I think physically, when you look at him, he's a very big back. So, around 230, 235. So to have that speed and can do what he can do, just an exceptional talent, can line out wide and create problems. But yeah, man, he's just he works his tail off. He's a great teammate, and in the few months that I've got to know him, and it's really picked up things very quickly. So him with Kenny in the backfield, a nice 1-2 punch will be nice, and a lot of that running goes to the big guys up front making blocks. So that's the most important.
Does Saquon's physicality remind you at all of Ajayi or Blunt? Those guys were obviously such a huge part of that team.
Yeah, I mean, I think he has the ability to run people over when he wants to. And obviously, you've seen some stuff, his elusiveness, how he can change on a dime. But yeah, there's times he can definitely lower his head, and you can get some flashbacks for sure.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Lynn.
Thank y'all.